So more miscellaneous TLS properties. TLS is great. It provides end-to-end security. But there are some properties that it doesn't provide that we should be careful about. One property that you might want is anonymity, which means you don't want attackers to know who you are and who you're talking to. TLS does not provide anonymity. And the reason why it doesn't provide anonymity is because TLS is still built on top of lower layer protocols like TCP, IP, and Ethernet at layer 2. So what that means is even if all of your TLS payload is encrypted and MAC'd, and the attacker will never figure out what's in this blue box, you're still wrapping that message around an unencrypted TCP header, and then you're wrapping an unencrypted IP header around that, and then you're encrypting or wrapping an unencrypted layer 2 protocol around that. So when this message is sent across the internet, there's all these unencrypted headers, and an attacker could read these headers to learn your identity, like your IP address, and also the identity of who you're talking to, because they can read your destination IP address. So TLS secures your message, but it doesn't protect against attackers trying to learn your identity or the server's identity. Something else TLS doesn't provide is availability. This is a property we'll see again later when we talk about denial of service attacks. But availability is the property that we want to keep the connection open in the face of attackers, and we don't want attackers to be able to cut off or stop our connection. TLS doesn't provide this property. Even though we're securing the messages themselves from being read or tampered, an attacker could still stop our connection from happening. For example, if there's a man-in-the-middle attack, they could just drop all of our packets, and now our connection is not going through. So an attacker can drop our packets and stop them from getting through. Even if you're an on-path attacker, you could still do something like TCP reset injection to stop the underlying TCP connection and stop the two client and server computers from talking to each other. Now, sometimes when people see this, they wonder why TCP reset injection is even possible. I thought TLS encrypted everything. Why is TCP injection possible? Well, remember, TCP and its headers are wrapped around the TLS header. This is what it means to pass the packet down the stack and wrap additional headers around it. So TCP is this outer header. It's unencrypted. And the reset flag lives here in this green unencrypted header. So that means if someone wanted to do a reset injection, the reset flag is out here, and it's not encrypted. So even though the attacker can't mess with the stuff inside this blue TLS payload, they could still do a reset injection just by turning on a reset flag out here. So TLS doesn't provide availability for both of these reasons. And this does mean that TLS is vulnerable to censorship or attackers who want to stop your connection or stop a server from providing service.